Hey, Year 9, welcome to our lesson today. It's all about income and the different ways that we can earn money. So it's exercise 1I. Let's get into it. First of all, we need to make sure we understand some definitions. So the first definition that we need to make sure we're clear on is what is a wage? Well, a wage is when you are paid by the hour. So if you're working for someone, you're paid by the hour, and if you don't work, you don't get paid. Often if you work on the weekends or on holidays, you can get extra pay or paid a higher rate because it's a weekend or a holiday. A salary is something that's a bit different. It's like what I would receive. A salary is where you're paid a fixed amount regardless. So my pay happens every fortnight. Some people can get paid weekly or monthly, but you know how much you're going to earn for the year. And it doesn't matter whether you work lots of hours or less hours in a week particularly, you'll get paid the same amount. Just need to make sure that we know the time frame. So 1 year is made up of 52 weeks or 26 fortnights, 12 months in a year. A year can be broken up into 4 quarters, a little bit like the seasons, summer, spring, autumn and winter. And there's 365 days in a year, or 366 in a leap year. Sometimes if you work overtime, you get paid extra. Some of the different scenarios could be time and a half. If you get paid time and a half, that means you get your normal pay plus half as much again, or 1.5 times your normal rate. You can get double time, which means you get paid twice what you would normally get paid per hour. You could even get double time and a half, which means every hour you get paid for working 2.5 hours. These rates would normally happen either on weekends or public holidays. Maybe if you worked on Christmas Day, you might get double time and a half. They're the sorts of things that you could expect on special days. They're not regular things. If you get gross pay, that means that's all your pay before your tax is taken out. Because when you start earning money, you've got to pay taxes. Well, your gross pay is how much you earn before they take out the tax. The government gets its cut. Piecework is when that you get paid for what you do. Let's say you were someone who was good at sewing and you were sewing t-shirts for a company. You get paid for every t-shirt that you make. You don't get paid extra if you don't make extra. A commission is when you are working. Example might be a real estate agent. They work on a commission. Or someone that might work at some place like Harvey Norman, they'll be on a commission. It means they get to keep a percentage of whatever they sell. For example, if you worked at Harvey Norman and you sold a TV worth $1,000, you might get to keep 1% of that. I don't know what the commission is, but you get to keep a percentage. And the more you sell, the more you'll earn, because that means the percentage is going to be a higher amount when you've got a greater earning. A retainer is when you get paid a certain amount regardless. So let's say you were on a commission. Sometimes, well, if you don't sell anything, you don't get paid. A retainer means that you're going to be given some money guaranteed. It doesn't matter how many sales you make. Next one that we're going to deal with is a royalty. Now, that might be someone like a musician who gets royalty for their songs. They've got a copyright. So if it gets paid on the radio, they might receive a bit of money for it, and they get a percentage of the sales as well. Net pay is your pay after the tax has been taken out, as well as deductions. Remember I said gross pay before? Gross pay is your pay before you worry about paying taxes and stuff like that. Net pay is how much you've got left after your tax has been taken out, and any deductions, as it says there, like superannuation or union fees or things like that. Holiday loading only applies in some jobs. For example, I don't get holiday loading because my job has a different setup, but some jobs get a holiday loading. Now, when you get your holidays, which is 4 weeks of the year, it means you get paid at a slightly higher rate, and the common amount is 17.5% extra. So when you get paid for those 4 weeks of holiday pay, you don't get paid your normal pay, you get paid your normal pay as well as another 17.5% of your pay. Alright, let's do some examples. Here we go. Ernie earns an annual salary of $75,243 and he works a 38-hour week. His friend Bert works part-time and gets $40 an hour. First question is, how much does Ernie get per week? Well, we know what Ernie earns for the year. We know he gets $75,243 for the whole year, and we know there's 52 weeks in a year, so we just have to take his salary and divide it by 52 to figure out how much he earns each week. So you put that into your calculator, and to 2 decimal places, Ernie earns $1,446.98 each week. Now, who earns more per hour? Bert, who earns $40 an hour, or Ernie, who we know now gets $1,446.98 each week? Well, what we're going to do is we know that Ernie works a 38-hour week. If he gets paid $1,446.98 for the week, we can take his weekly pay and divide by 38 hours to figure out how much he gets for each hour. And if you do that, it works out to be $38.08. So who gets paid more per hour? Bert does, because he gets $40 an hour. Now, if Bert works on average for 16 hours a week, how much will he earn for the year? Well, we know Bert earns $40 an hour. If he works for 16 hours, that means he gets 16 hours at $40 an hour, and that would be 1 week's pay. We just need to times that by 52 to get a whole year's worth of pay. So it's what he gets paid each hour times the 16 hours he works for 1 week times 52 weeks, because there's 52 weeks in 1 year. We put that into the calculator, and he's going to earn $33,280 for the year. Now Ernie goes for a 4-week holiday, and he gets his normal pay plus the leave loading. Now I did tell you before, the leave loading is 17.5%. So what happens is this. We'll first of all figure out Ernie's normal pay for 4 weeks. Now we know what Ernie earns in 1 week. That's what he earns in 1 week. So how much would he earn in 4 weeks? 4 lots of $1,446.98. Which means that for 4 weeks, he's going to earn $5,787.92. But that's not his holiday pay, because when you have leave loading, you get your normal pay plus another 17.5%. So let's figure out the loading, or the extra percentage pay that he's going to get. So it's the normal pay he would get for the whole 4 weeks, 17.5% of that. We put that into the calculator, making sure you use the percent sign. He's going to get paid for those 4 weeks an extra, just over an extra $1,000, because he's on holidays, because he's getting holiday loading. How much does he get for the entire 4-week holiday? Well, his normal pay plus his holiday loading pay. We add the two together, and he earns $6,800.81 for the 4 weeks. There is a slightly faster way you could do that question. It's a little bit trickier, and it works like this. Ernie's 4-week holiday pay is going to be his normal pay plus 17.5%. So 100% plus 17.5% is 117.5% multiplied by 4 weeks worth of pay. So it would become 117.5%, 117.5% multiplied by his normal pay for 4 weeks, and that'll give you the answer straight away. Let's try our second example. Jalesa, age 16, works at a supermarket. The award rate for a 16-year-old is, in this supermarket, $9.20 per hour. So how much would she earn for working 4 hours on a Thursday night? So she'll get 4 lots of $9.20. So Thursday's pay would be 4 lots of $9.20, which is $36.80. Now what would happen if she worked for 6 hours on a Saturday, but on a Saturday, because it's the weekend, she gets paid extra. She's paid at time and a half. Now there are several ways you can set this out. This is how I'm going to do it. Her pay for Saturday is 6 hours she works. She would normally get paid $9.20 per hour, but on Saturday she's paid 1.5 times the normal pay rate. You put that into the calculator and she gets $82.80 for working on a Saturday. On a Sunday, they give her double time. Now there's several ways you could do this, but this is how I'm going to choose to do it. On Sunday, she's going to work for 4 hours. She normally gets paid $9.20, but she's paid twice as much. So we're going to times it by 2 because she's getting paid double time, twice the amount. Put that into the calculator and she gets $73.60 for working for 4 hours on a Sunday. How much does she get for all 3 days? Well, you just add up those 3 amounts and that gives the amount that she earns for the 3 days. And in this case, it becomes $193.20. Right, let's move on to example 3. Linda's a car salesperson who's paid a 1.5% commission. What that means is she gets to keep 1.5% of anything she sells. The money that the company earns, she keeps 1.5% of it. Calculate the amount of money that Linda earns in a week when her sales are $95,000. So she gets to keep 1.5% of that $95,000. So we put 1.5% times $95,000 into the calculator and she gets to keep $1,425. Let's go to example 4. Dimitri earns $4.50 for each box of fruit that he packs. How much does he make for packing? That should be 20 boxes. Let's see, 20 boxes, he gets $4.50 for each box. That means he's going to get 20 lots of $4.50. That into your calculator and you'll end up with $90 is how much he earns. Part B, how many boxes must he pack or pick so that he earns $150? A little bit trickier. So I'm going to create an equation. I know the amount of money that he's going to be paid comes from however many boxes he picks multiplied by $4.50 because he gets paid $4.50 for each box. Now I know his pay is going to be $150, so I can say $150 is what he will earn, and he earns that from picking A boxes or X boxes or whatever letter you want to use. To get the A by itself, we divide both sides by $4.50, and 150 divided by $4.50 gives a messy decimal, which means A is going to be 33.3 recurring, or 33 1/3 boxes that he packs or picks to earn $150. And the next one's quite tricky. It says if he takes 4 hours to pick 12 boxes, what's his hourly rate of pay? How much does he get paid per hour? Well, if he takes 4 hours to pick 12 boxes, how many boxes will he pick in 1 hour? Is the question we need to figure out. So if he does 12 boxes in 4 hours, divide both of those by 4, means he gets 3 boxes per hour. So he actually picks or packs 3 boxes every hour. Now, what does he earn for a box? Well, we know he earns for a box $4.50, so 3 boxes would be 3 lots of $4.50, which is $13.50 an hour is what he will earn. Now, you may be able to come up with that answer a different way, and that's fine. Now, example 5. Sergio works as a security guard and he gets a gross pay of $529 each week. He has to pay tax. Now his tax is $89.08 a week, and he's got other deductions, which is superannuation and union fees. So what is his net pay? Remember, the net pay is his gross pay minus any deductions. So it's just going to be 529 minus all of those other numbers. Now I could have gone 529 minus 89.08 minus 24.65 minus 5.01. Because I've got it in brackets, I'm adding up the deductions and I'm going to subtract it. It'll give the same answer. And he ends up with $410.26. Right, that means you're now ready to tackle some questions. So remember, we're not doing 1H, we've already done that. We're only dealing with 1I here. Have fun.